OTMkast, where we dive into anything and everything that shapes our lives, from sports to lifestyle, from fashion to careers and beyond. This is your one stop destination for insightful conversations and engaging discussions. Today's episode, we're diving into a question that sits at every heart of every dream, every fear, every success, and even every failure. I mean, why do we do what we do? Why do we push others to keep going? Why do human beings keep going even when hope feels expensive? Why do you decide to take that next step? Why did you decide not to take that next step? Why did you decide to quit? I guess some questions are not just questions, they are mirrors. So I'm going to go into some questions to why, and I'm going to try to answer some of them. And I would want you guys to chip in your whys. Leave your thoughts in the comment section after this episode or even before the episode conclude. I want to hear from you. Why do you do what you do? Let's start from there. We wake up in the morning, we grind, we hustle, we fight for the people we love, we create things. But if we strip away, I guess the routine, the grind, the fight, the hustles, if we strip away the titles, the professors, the engineers, the doctors, if we strip away the expectations, then I guess what's left? I mean, here are some of the truths that I guess I could give and that I've seen so far. We do what we do because we are wired for a meaning, not just for survival. We do what we do because someone somewhere once believed in us, and we want to what? We want to prove them that they were right. Someone somewhere once believed in OTMkast podcast, which is why some of you are still listening because you believe in the brand. And I don't want to prove anybody right, but I guess I've dedicated and I can't let you guys down. We do what we do because purpose is like an oxygen. We have to take in it every single day. Without it, then our life is meaningless. Some people take that journey through faith, some through ambition, some through healing, some through the pain. But every human being moves towards something, or should I say, away from something. Another question is, why do we motivate people? Why is the OTMcast brand here to motivate people? Why do the people do what they do? Why do we want to inspire people? Why do Martin Luther King, Barack Obama, why do they inspire people? Why do they motivate people to be better? Why do they do what they do? Why do we encourage others when we ourselves are still fighting life? Because one thing that I've come to understand is motivation is not about perfection, it's about connection. You want to connect with OTMcast podcast or the OTMcast brand. I want to connect with you. And for some of us, we've built that connection. We motivate people because we know what it feels like to almost give up. We've seen what encouragement can do to a broken spirit. Understand that sometimes all a person needs is just that one voice that is louder than their doubts or their thoughts. Sometimes we pour into other people from an empty cup, not because we have enough, but because we know what it feels like to have nothing, to be empty. I guess another question that I could try to answer is, why do we tell people to even keep going? We say keep going because even when the word says be realistic, I mean, we've all heard that before, that you're not realistic about your expectations. But the thing is, something inside of us says you haven't seen the full picture yet. Maybe someone who went through that path that we are about to cross, or that bridge, they saw the grass is greener on the other side. So when you want to quit, they tell you no, keep going. We tell people to keep going because life changes in chapters, not in commas. Or they say don't judge a book by its cover. There's a reason why that quote is famous today. It means you have to go deeper into reading that book, because if you look at the cover and you decide not to read the book, there's a deeper meaning in that book than what is shown on the cover. If you quit now, you might back out of the moment, just that tip that you need to get before things turn for you for better. There are battles that are meant to shape each and every one of us, not break you. And I guess here is the deeper truth. Sometimes telling someone else to keep going is also how we remind ourselves never to give up. That, hey, OTMkast podcast, you need to keep going. You need to keep pushing yourself. Supporters of OTMkast podcast, whatever it is you do, you need to keep going. It's just a way that we remind ourselves, hey, you need to release the episode. Someone out there needs to hear this. Let me throw out some questions to you guys, and I want you to leave your answers in the comment sections. Here are some of the additional whys, or should I say, or different angles to a different perspective. Why do we want to be understood? Why do we fear failure more than regret? Why do we chase dreams that even scares us? Why do we forgive people that hurt us? Why do we crave impact more than applause? Why do we want our lives to matter to someone, even if it is one person? I guess my why is, why do I release each episode, even for a week like this week that has really been tough for me? I mean, there's a lot of things happened this week. But the question is, why am I up late at night? It is almost 12 midnight, and I'm recording this episode to release in the morning. I almost did not want to release anything. I had planned um a scenario. I've written what I need to write to post for tomorrow, that I won't be releasing any episode because of what I went through all the week. But I looked at myself and I looked at someone else and I said, hey, what if someone is meant to be blessed by this episode? What if, instead of me making that excuse or writing that thing not to release, why not sit down right now and release that and make that recording? And here we are. But one thing is, at the end of it all, we all do what we do because purpose is like a stitch to our existence. Not everyone would know their why yet, and that is absolutely okay. Sometimes the why is not a sentence, it is a journey. So all I can say to you today is keep searching, keep building, keep becoming the better version of you. And if you ever forget your why, remember this, that someone is waiting for the impact only your life can make. Someone will survive today because you did not quit. Someone's tomorrow is tied to the strength you showed today. And that is why. But all I can say, and all I would always say if you know me by now, is no one writes your story, you do. So whatever story, whatever life, whatever reason you have, make sure that you write that story. And before you start something, if you're confused about anything, just ask yourself why. Like that book that I read a few years ago, it says start with why. If you don't know the reason, it's okay. Someday, remember, it might be a journey leading somewhere, and someday you will find the reason why. But one thing you don't want to do is not do nothing. So, from all the whys that I've listed, put in the comment section, answer some of them, or leave your own why, and I would try to answer them. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this episode I've created a scenario where you ask yourself why, where you start with why. But before I go, I can't but no, I appreciate you guys, all the supporters, the subscribers. Thank you very much for supporting the OTMkast brand. I appreciate you all wherever it is you're listening from, either in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. Thank you. Thank you. Till we meet again, remember, no one writes your story. You do. Ciao.